Thank you for having me over today. I have to say, your husband is really a nice guy, huh? Let's just say that I couldn't take my eyes off of him for more than 1 minute.
What the heck, Stephanie? What do you think you're doing showing up uninvited like that? How on earth did you even find out where I live? I clearly told you when I got married that I didn't want you involved in my life anymore.
Of course I found out. There are so many convenient ways to do it these days. You think I wouldn't be able to track you down? I'm not as clueless as you might think. Anyway, I actually have a favor to ask of you.
A favor?
I want your husband to become my husband now.
What? Are you going completely insane?
It's totally impossible for the younger sister to get married before the older sister, right? On top of that, based on what I saw today, your husband seems to be a really decent person. He gave off such a good impression, and he's quite handsome, isn't he? I think I might actually be into him.
Don't mess with me. How much more are you planning to take from me?
What's wrong with that? There's plenty of room for alternatives. Your husband, you, your kidneys. Do you know how much I've struggled with my health all my life? I'm the one who needs protection. You've had everything handed to you, while I've always been the one needing help. As your older sister, you should be the one supporting me.
I don't understand. Mom used to say the same thing to me, always pushing me to endure things, forcing me to take all the pain. How much do you think I've suffered, and yet all you ever did was live your life without a care in the world?
Families are supposed to help one another, right? So just because you donated a kidney, you think you can act like a tragic hero now? It's pathetic. Someone like you doesn't deserve a handsome husband like that. And if you're not willing to give him to me, I'll go ahead and take him myself.
That's not going to make my husband fall for you, you know.
I won't know unless I try. I can't just assume, can I?
I can't even begin to understand you.
Angie, I heard everything from Stephanie. Why can't you just be kind to your own sister? You don't even think twice about it, do you?
If you've heard what Stephanie said, then surely you understand. Are you really saying you would try to steal my husband?
I understand how you're feeling, but you need to think about Stephanie too. She suffered so much already. Don't you think she deserves a chance for once?
What?
Stephanie has been weak and sickly for as long as I can remember. She's had to endure so much, and now she's still in the middle of her recovery, unable to even meet a man or think about starting a relationship.
So you're seriously still claiming she's sick after she walked all the way here to my house? Doesn't that seem strange to you?
Our family is struggling. If your sister says she wants him, then you should just give him to her. That's what being a younger sister means, right? You have always had a chance to meet other men, so why can't you just give up this one time and let her have this?
Honestly, you have always been completely unreasonable, Mom. Is this why Dad divorced you? Because you've always treated me like I wasn't even important?
What did you say?
You know, when I was in college, I had to undergo a kidney donation surgery. I told you I couldn't do it because I had an important exam, but you never listened to me. On top of that, I had to rely on scholarships to even attend college. But when it came time for Stephanie to go, you paid for everything without hesitation.
Of course I did. Stephanie was so fragile, she couldn't even work a part-time job, and she needed all the help she could get.
Why is it so different for us? Just because I'm healthy and strong, do I have to endure everything while she gets everything handed to her?
You're unbelievable. Even now, as an adult, you're still throwing a tantrum like a child. You must have inherited that from Dad. You certainly don't look anything like me.
Fine. I didn't expect anything from you in the first place, so now I know it's a waste of time even talking to you.
A waste? You better apologize to me right now. How dare you defy your own parents? Don't ignore me like that.
What do you expect me to do? You never listen. You have always forced me to bear all the pain, and now you think you can just take my life apart again like this?
Listen, you've made it clear that you'll always prioritize yourself. That's why I'm not going to beg you to change. But I won't just let you tear apart everything I've worked for. This marriage, this family. I've had enough of you always taking more than what's fair.
And yet you still claim you understand my feelings? You can't possibly understand what it's like to live in my shoes, dealing with all the pressure, all the expectations. It's exhausting.
But I still have hope. Maybe you can still change. Maybe you'll finally see how much damage you've caused and how much I've had to sacrifice to make up for your selfishness.
You really don't understand, do you? You're so caught up in your own problems that you can't see how much you've hurt everyone around you. You should have thought about all this before making such a mess out of our lives.
And I'm done. I'm done with trying to make you understand. I'm done with hoping you'll change. From now on, I'll focus on what I can control, and that doesn't include you.
Angie, thanks again. Thanks to you, I'm now getting married to your ex-husband.
I heard it from him. I'm so shocked. I don't even know what to say.
You're so annoyingly serious and without any sense of fun. When I invited him to some naughty games, I thought he'd fall for it, and he did.
Are you talking about dating your husband behind your sister's back?
Yes, keeping it a secret was such a thrilling experience. Men, no matter how old they are creatures that get excited like teenagers on a suspension bridge.
If you were that used to it, then there was no need for you to steal him from me, was there? I'm honestly disappointed that he was that simple.
It's my fault for not being charming enough, right? And I was weak, so he became indispensable to me. So, you'll just have to deal with it.
Why do you have to push me into a corner like this? Did I ever do anything to make you hate me?
What? Are you telling me to be thankful? Just because I donated a kidney, don't act like you're some kind of lifesaver.
That's not what I meant, but...
I've always hated that attitude of yours. And that's why I took your husband. After the kidney, now I'm taking your husband.
You're the lowest.
Shut up, kidneyless. Mom even said it was a mistake to have you, but you were useful as a spare kidney. Give me the other one if I ever need it, okay?
Only joke around with someone who will laugh at your jokes. Whatever happens, I don't care anymore.
Poor losers like you always cry like that. Angie, long time no see. I just wanted to check if you were doing well, so I reached out. You must be happy, right?
I kept you as an emergency contact, but I'll just block you now.
Wait a minute. Actually, I need to talk to you about something.
I'm not listening.
Wait, we're family, so it's okay to at least listen.
What? You want me to lower the alimony? You want me to reduce the monthly payments?
What? Are you still angry? You've always been like this, acting like you're right and all that. I thought you'd finally realize your place. Now is a time for that. Be more like a little sister.
I don't even understand what you're talking about.
Well, I guess you might not be able to live without the alimony.
It's no problem. I already earn more than you.
What?
When my husband and I lived together, I paid more for the living expenses. So he probably got used to that lifestyle. They say it's hard to lower the standard of living once it's been raised.
What? He buys me so many things I want, and we go out to eat all the time. I thought he was making enough money.
Oh, and he contacted me before. Do you know what he said? He asked me to lend him money.
What?
He's in debt now.
No way.
It's true. Is your life a little hard now?
It's not just a little hard. I'm about to be kicked out of the apartment I'm living in. I thought I'd finally made it to a high-end neighborhood.
Then why don't you work?
I'm weak, so of course I can't work. And now I'm pregnant, which means I'll need even more money soon. Oh, right. If it's his child, then it might also be the child you gave birth to, right? So how about you pay for that?
What? If you're giving birth, then it's your child, not mine. Don't try to force money out of me with some made-up story. I already told you I don't care what happens anymore.
But your sister is in trouble. If you're going to say that, I'll go tell Mom.
Do whatever you want. At your age, whining to Mom is just pathetic.
Angie, what's the matter with you? Why aren't you helping your older sister? Don't forget, this is the man you picked in the first place. Couldn't you have chosen someone better? You owe me for this.
Oh, so this is why you've decided to contact me after a year? Let me remind you, I was the one who had my husband stolen, so I don't owe you or anyone else anything.
There you go again with that rude and defensive attitude. You're so unlikable, you know that? By the way, your sister called me recently, and guess what? She was in tears because of you. You're such a horrible little sister. I'm coming over to your house right now. Clearly, I need to teach you some proper manners all over again.
No thanks. I'm not interested in whatever lecture you have planned. Also, just so you know, I moved a while ago.
What? Are you serious? How dare you move without telling me? I told you to always let me know when you move. How could you miss something so basic?
Because I knew you'd barge in uninvited like you're threatening to do now. I didn't want to deal with that, nor did I want my husband to deal with it.
Husband?
Yes, that's right. I got married. My husband knows everything about my family situation, by the way. Both of his parents were toxic as well, so we decided to cut ties with our families and live on our own. Oh, and we already had a celebration. We threw a party and invited all our friends. So from now on, please stay out of my life. Also, I've placed restrictions on viewing my resident registry, so no matter how hard you try, you won't find out where I live.
Why would you go that far? We're family, aren't we?
Family? And so what? Do you honestly think being family is some kind of all-encompassing excuse? I used to find your logic strange, but now I understand it. You don't actually love me. You don't even love my sister, do you?
What are you talking about?
Dad told me he tried to get custody of me after the divorce, but in the end the court favored you because you're the mother. But let's be honest, the only reason you fought for custody was so you could collect child support. Even my medical expenses were covered by Grandpa and Grandma, not you.
That's not true. I only relied on them because I had no other choice. I took custody of you girls because I loved you.
Sure, let's say that's true for a moment, then explain why you treated my sister and me so differently. And if you loved me, would you have forced me to donate my kidney? You didn't even get tested yourself.
Well, that's because you know I'm bad with pain.
There you go, proving my point. You've always cared more about yourself than anyone else. But I figured something out about you, Mom. You love playing the role of the tragic, self-sacrificing mother. That's what you're really in love with.
What?
You enjoy telling yourself I have suffered so much for my children. I've done everything for them. You're obsessed with that image of yourself as a martyr. That's why Dad left you. He couldn't take it anymore.
How dare you? I've done my best for you.
Oh, I'm sure you have. And by making me the villain, you've managed to make yourself look even better by comparison, haven't you?
Angie!
Getting angry won't help you now. Neither you nor my sister are getting any help from me. What's the matter? Did Dad cut you off financially? Have you already burned through all the money you saved?
That's not...
Right, because once we turned 18, Dad was no longer obligated to pay child support.
Listen, Angie, both your sister and I are in a really difficult situation right now. Can't you tell me where you're living these days? Surely you can spare a little help.
I could. In fact, I'm in a much better place financially than I used to be. I live in the penthouse of a high-rise building in the city.
The penthouse?
Yes, my husband insisted on it. He said the top floor offers better security, which is important given my family history. Looking back now, I can see why security is such a valuable thing.
Why are you living in a place like that?
My husband is the CEO of a major company. He was one of the clients I worked with after I divorced my ex. He approached me, and over time we got close. He's nothing like my ex-husband. He's frugal, responsible, and he prioritizes me above everything else. Honestly, I have your daughter to thank for this. If she hadn't taken my ex off my hands, I might never have met someone so amazing.
Well then, if you're so grateful, shouldn't you help us out a little?
Absolutely not. Do you seriously think I owe either of you anything? I don't. What I'm saying is I'm finally happy without either of you in my life. In fact, having you around would just ruin things. So no matter what happens, don't expect me to come to your rescue.
Wait. Please, Angie, there's no one else we can turn to.
That's right. Grandpa and Grandma are in a care facility now. Auntie's the one managing their finances, so you can't access their accounts anymore, can you?
Stop it. You don't have to say it like that. You're really hurting my feelings.
Oh, please. After everything you've put me through, you expect me to care about your feelings?
I never meant to hurt you.
Which makes it worse, honestly. You didn't even realize how much damage you were causing.
You ungrateful child! I gave birth to you! I wish I never had you!
Wow. Well, guess what? I feel exactly the same way. I wish someone else had been my mother. So let me make this perfectly clear. I will never speak to you again. Not in this life. I won't give you money. I won't take care of you when you're old. If you need help, go to Stephanie.
Wait! Don't misunderstand me. I didn't mean what I said. I was just upset.
Too bad. It's too late now.
I'm sorry, I take it back. I do love you, Angie, I do.
Good for you. I don't love you. Goodbye.
Angie, wait.
Angie, please help me.
I thought we just bumped into each other at the hospital, and now this again?
You told me to send a message if I had something to say. I don't know what else you expected.
Of course, you made such a scene at the hospital, disturbing the staff and everyone around. It was so embarrassing. I really don't want to deal with that kind of chaos again. Once we're done talking, I'll block you again.
Please don't say such cold things. This is really important. You don't understand. If things keep going this way, I'll be forced to start dialysis soon. You have no idea how much I dread the thought of that. I will have to go back to the hospital repeatedly for tests and preparations, and I really don't want to keep going through that. I need your help. You've always been so healthy and your kidneys are fine, right? It would be so much easier for you to go on living your life rather than having to go through dialysis. I really need a kidney, and I need it from you.
But I already gave you one. Didn't you get a kidney from me before? Why don't you ask Mom for help this time?
Mom refuses to even consider donating her kidney. She's scared of surgery and she doesn't want to risk her health, especially with the baby coming. She says she can't because of the baby and she doesn't want to undergo surgery. It's not fair, Angie. Do you think I'm not suffering enough in this situation? For the sake of the baby and my own health, I want the family to just work together to solve this. Why can't you see that?
It's impossible. You know why? Because I'm pregnant too.
What? You're pregnant?
Yes, I am pregnant. I came here for my prenatal checkup. I've been coming regularly to check on my health and the baby's development. There is absolutely no way I would consider a transplant right now. It's simply not safe for the baby, and I am not about to risk anything during my pregnancy.
This is unbelievable.
Look, they've told me that it's possible to have a baby and do dialysis if you take proper care of yourself. I know it's not easy, but I've heard that it's still possible. So you need to stay strong, get through it, and take care of yourself.
Fine, but once I give birth, can I have your kidney? That way everything will be sorted out, right? You can take your time with the pregnancy, and I can't wait until after you've delivered. I don't see why that wouldn't work. You see, the thing is, I don't have a car. I can't afford to keep taking taxis, and my husband is always busy with work, so he can't drive me to the hospital every time. I really need help, and I need it now.
Wait a second. Why do I have to be the one to do everything for you? I've got my own life now. I have a family, a husband, and a child. I'm not just sitting around waiting to solve your problems. I want to focus on them, on my own life. You can't keep coming to me when it's convenient for you, especially when you don't even seem to appreciate anything I've done for you in the past.
But you don't understand. Mom hasn't been giving me money lately, and my husband has been growing colder and colder. He doesn't help with the housework, and now he's pressuring me to start working as soon as the baby is born. I've never worked before, Angie, and on top of that, they keep talking about how I should handle postpartum depression, and they're not listening when I say I'm busy taking care of the baby. I'm stuck in this situation, and I just need someone to help me.
Well, have you thought about looking for a daycare for your baby? Or maybe you should ask your husband's parents for help?
I can't ask my husband's parents for help. They cut ties with me because they took my sister's husband's side, and now they're completely against me. They blame me for what happened between me and my sister. They hate my husband, and they won't even talk to me anymore. They've completely disowned me.
Yeah, my in-laws have been distant too, but at least they didn't cut ties with me entirely.
Exactly. That's why I have no one to turn to, no one to help me. I'm all alone in this. Do you get it? I'm so pitiful, Angie, please. I heard from Mom that you're living in Midland now, right? If that's the case, can't you share just a little bit of what you have with me? It wouldn't hurt, right?
Okay, let me remind you of something you once told me. You think you're the tragic heroine? How embarrassing.
What did you say?
You don't even remember what you've done to me all these years. You have never once apologized for anything, and yet you still act like this. Do you even realize how much pain you've caused me? You always act like it's all about you. I've been living with someone who knows how to say thank you and I'm sorry now. Do you know why people say those things? Because when you don't express yourself, people don't understand what you mean. Words are important, Stephanie.
I'll apologize. I'll apologize for all the things I've done in the past.
You think that apology means anything? It doesn't. It's meaningless. I don't even want to hear it. Let me tell you this, in no uncertain terms, you are not worthy of my help. You've been the biggest obstacle in my life. You are my black history, my biggest regret, and the worst sister I have ever had. I can't believe how you've treated me.
Don't say that. You've always been my sweet, caring little sister, the one who would always listen to my request.
That's a lie. You only came to me when it was convenient for you. You didn't care about me when I needed you. You can go ahead and do dialysis. You can live your life properly without needing anything from me.
I won't do it. I won't.
Do you realize the only reason I ended up with the best husband I could ever ask for is because you gave him up? You let him go, and that made room for me to be with him. I'm leaving the kidney I gave you as a token of gratitude. Take care of it, Stephanie. I'm sure you will cherish it.
I will never forgive you. I swear. I will never forgive you for this.
Is that how you're going to act now? You're going to throw a tantrum? What's the phrase you used to say? Oh, right, I remember now. You once said, "It's over once the loser begins to cry." My older sister has been going to the hospital 3 times a week for dialysis treatments. This routine has become a major part of her life, and it seems that the cost of these treatments, along with the expense of the taxi fare to and from the hospital, has become a significant burden for her. She's been complaining about the high costs, especially since she's not able to drive herself there and back, and the taxi fare is often far more expensive than she can afford. She's mentioned this problem to her husband, but unfortunately, it seems like he's not very sympathetic. It's hard to imagine the stress she must be under dealing with health problems, financial issues, and a lack of support at home. Her husband, too, has his own set of problems. He's been irresponsible with money for years, a habit he hasn't been able to break despite all their struggles. My sister has always been the one to manage finances in their household, but her illness has made it increasingly difficult for her to keep everything in check. His reckless spending habits have been a constant source of tension between them, and it seems like there's no end in sight. The last time I spoke to her, she mentioned that they were now living in a rundown apartment, in a place that's far from ideal, but something they can afford given the situation. It's not a good place for her to be recovering from her treatments, especially when she needs to be in a safe and comfortable environment. I've heard from various sources that if they end up having a child, things could get even more complicated. The rumor is that if my sister and her husband are unable to provide for the child, my brother-in-law's parents plan to take the child in and raise it themselves. This idea has been circulating in our family for a while, and I can't help but feel a little uneasy about it. While I'm sure my brother-in-law's parents would provide a loving home for the baby, I can't help but think that it's not an ideal situation. It's not something that should have to happen, and it's a sign of how strained things have become in their household. I truly hope that my sister and her husband can find a way to make things work, but it seems like they're facing insurmountable challenges right now. In the meantime, I can only hope for the best for the baby. I hope that when the child is born, they'll be surrounded by love and care, even if it's not from their parents. I imagine that the baby will be well loved by the grandparents, and I can only wish that the baby grows up in an environment where they can feel safe, loved, and nurtured. Children deserve that, and I hope that this baby will be given every opportunity to thrive, regardless of the challenges their parents are facing. As for our mother, things aren't any easier. She's been struggling financially for some time now, living on a limited income. She's had to tighten her belt in order to make ends meet. It's been difficult for her, especially since she doesn't have much saved up for emergencies. When she started running low on money, she decided to visit our grandparents' house under the guise of offering help. But it became clear that she had other intentions. She was hoping to find something of value in their house that she could sell in order to cover some of her own expenses. It's hard for me to say this, but I think she was desperate. I don't know what was going through her mind when she made that decision, but I can't imagine she felt good about it. Unfortunately, her plan didn't work out. My aunt caught her in the act and immediately took action. She confiscated the keys to the house and had our mother escorted out. It was a humiliating experience for her, and I'm sure it made things even more difficult for her. Now she's started working part-time, but it doesn't seem to be enough to make up for what she's lost. She's been getting scolded a lot lately, and I know it's wearing on her. I wish there was more I could do to help, but it's hard when she doesn't seem to be able to help herself. On the other hand, I'm in a completely different situation. My husband and I are in the process of preparing for the arrival of our own baby. We're both excited about the future and what's to come. While I understand that life has its challenges, I can't help but feel a sense of joy and anticipation as we get ready to bring a new life into the world. Every day we talk about what kind of parents we want to be and how we'll raise our child and what kind of future we want to give them. It's a time of hope and happiness for us, and I cherish every moment of it. We've been busy getting the house ready, setting up the nursery, and making sure everything is in order before the baby arrives. There are so many little things to think about: baby clothes, diapers, bottles, and so on, but it's all part of the excitement. Every step of the way, we feel more and more ready for the challenges that come with parenthood. We've both agreed that no matter what happens, we will always make sure our child feels loved and cared for. That's the most important thing. In many ways, I find myself reflecting on my sister's situation and the choices she's made. It's hard not to compare our lives, especially now that we're both at such different points. While I'm preparing for the future with a sense of joy and excitement, she's dealing with health issues, financial stress, and the strain of an unhappy marriage. It's a stark contrast, and it's something I think about often. I know that life doesn't always turn out the way we expect it to, and sometimes we find ourselves in difficult situations. But I also know that things can change, and I hope that my sister's situation improves in time. I also think about our mother and how she's been struggling to make ends meet. I wish she could find a way to get back on her feet, but it's been tough for her. Part of me wishes I could do more to help her, but at the same time, I understand that she needs to find her own way. It's a hard thing to accept, but sometimes people have to face their problems head on in order to grow and move forward. As for me, I've come to realize just how fortunate I am. I have a loving husband, a supportive family, and a bright future ahead of me. I know that life will have its challenges, but I feel confident that we will be able to face them together. I'm excited to become a parent and to give our child a life filled with love and care. In the end, I hope that my family can find their way too. I want my sister to get better, and I want my mother to find peace and stability. But for now, I'll focus on the future and the new life that's about to join our family. I'm determined to make the most of this time and create a home where love, support, and happiness abound. Every day, I remind myself to cherish the moments we have and to appreciate the blessings in my life. Life can be difficult, but it's also beautiful in its own way. And as I prepare to welcome our baby, I feel a deep sense of gratitude for the life we're building together. I'm constantly reminded that we can't always predict how life will unfold, but it's in those unexpected moments that we learn and grow the most. My sister's situation, though heartbreaking, has given me a new perspective on the importance of patience and resilience. And while our paths may differ, I truly believe that we all have the potential to overcome challenges, even when it feels like everything is stacked against us. As I eagerly await the birth of our child, I know that our family too will find its way. My sister, my mother, and even I will navigate the twists and turns of life. And no matter how difficult things may seem, I'll be there for my family, offering the support I can while focusing on the beautiful life that's soon to begin. Every step of our journey will be a learning experience, and I hope that as we go through this, we can find peace and strength in each other. We'll grow, both individually and as a family, and I believe that we'll all come out of this stronger and more resilient than before. Life may be unpredictable, but I'm confident that with love and support, we'll be able to face whatever comes our way. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.